So in today's episode, I'm going to be diving into the topic of managed IT services versus break fix and which one will save you money. So if you're an office manager, IT decision maker, or a business owner, this episode is for you. I'm going to explore the key differences between these two approaches and help you understand which one is the right fit for your business. Now, I know many of you listening to this probably already have an MSP or a managed services provider that you already work with, but I know there's still a lot of businesses out there that are still using a break fix service. And so this episode is really aimed at those businesses that have perhaps heard of managed IT services, but aren't quite sure what that really means and haven't made a switch yet. But before I dive into the details, I'm going to clarify what I mean by managed IT services and break fix. So managed IT services refers to a proactive and ongoing IT support model where a dedicated IT provider takes care of all your technology needs. On the other hand, break fix is a reactive approach where you call in an IT professional only when something goes wrong. Managed IT services provides businesses with fully managed IT support from a team of experienced IT professionals. But what do I mean when I say fully managed IT support? It's pretty simple. We effectively become your in-house IT department, so we act like your IT manager. We treat and care for your IT systems as if they were our own. Managed IT services can include a wide range of services, and I split these into two main areas, IT support and then managed services. The reason I do this is because we don't just offer managed services without an IT support agreement in place. Some other IT providers may be happy to provide you with things like an email filtering solution or a backup product as a standalone service, but at M3 Networks, we just don't see the value for the customer in doing this. It's a bit like asking your window cleaner to just wash the windows at the front of your house. It doesn't make any business sense for them to come out and do that, and it still leaves you with dirty windows upstairs in your bedroom. So for us, all the managed services, the extra stuff, is built on top of having an IT support agreement in place. Because the IT support is the foundations. It allows us to have eyes on your entire IT environment, ensuring that all the business as usual IT support stuff has been taken care of. And after that, the full suite of managed services that we offer becomes available to our customers. And I'll give you some examples of these services. Things I'm talking about are endpoint security, web content filtering, advanced email security, data backup recovery, and so on. So what about break fix? This one is a little bit easier to understand. It's a type of IT support that only provides support when there's a problem. Your IT system breaks down, you call the break fix provider, they send someone out in a van to fix the problem, then you get an invoice. That's a very traditional, some may call it old school, method of engaging with an IT support company. I do still speak to businesses that have this type of service in place, and unfortunately, in most cases, their IT systems are in a bit of a mess. They're usually very outdated in terms of hardware, they're not compliant with things like cyber essentials, and generally just not keeping up with the current and future needs of the business. Their IT isn't helping their business to be more successful. And you often find out that their users are really frustrated every day at work because they're working on systems that are just slow and not fit for purpose. The break fix can be a cheaper option than managed IT, especially if you've got a very small network, typically with less than 10 computers. So there's not really much tech in the business other than, say, a basic router and then a bunch of computers and laptops. Or if you have a business that can deliver its product or service to your customers without technology. Now, I would struggle to be able to name any type of business that can 100% say they don't need technology in the day-to-day running of their business. Can you? If you can, I'd love for you to drop me a message on LinkedIn or somewhere and let me know. I had a friend a number of years ago who works in forestry, and they have these big machines that one man sits in, it grabs onto the tree, cuts the tree, strips all the branches off it and then cuts it into logs, right? Don't run about with chainsaws anymore, right? Now, this machine, it's like a £300,000 machine. It runs based on a computer system because all the technology that allows this to happen is run by a computer system, and it's got a big screen inside the cockpit. And one time, one of the guys broke the screen, and being a normal kind of LCD screen, they couldn't see about 75% of the screen on the dashboard of this thing. So while the machine and the equipment is still turned on, it still worked, they couldn't see any of the data on the screen. So effectively, they've now got this £300,000 machine sitting in the middle of a forest, can't do anything. And then they have to resort back to using chainsaws. So we basically helped them out and replaced the screen for them. So I was at a business networking event years ago and I told this exact story, and I said, you can't chop down a tree without a computer anymore. And it's true. Without the computer system and the screen, this thing is dead. So you have all this equipment, you have guys out there who have to resort back to old school technology the minute something kind of lets them down. There's even an example of an industry where you wouldn't think that would be the case, but it is. So yeah, if anyone can think of any examples where you can provide your product or service to your customer without any technology, let me know. Let's look at the factors that's going to help you decide which approach is most cost effective for your business, because as I said at the beginning, we're focusing on which is the most cost effective for your particular business. Of course, when it comes to costs, it's important to look beyond the immediate expenses and consider the long-term impact. So with break fix, you're going to pay for each individual service or repair as needed, which can seem really cost effective initially, especially if you're a startup business and you think, we're a new business, we've not got a lot of people, we've only got a handful of computers, we're not going to need IT support that much at the moment. And that could be fair enough. However, these costs can quickly add up, especially if you start to encounter more frequent IT issues. Compared to managed IT services, you're going to have a predictable monthly fee, which covers a range of services, including things like proactive maintenance and monitoring, and you're going to get unlimited support, so unlimited telephone support, remote support, and this predictable cost allows you to plan your IT budget more effectively. Now, another cost-saving aspect of managed IT services is the reduced downtime. That proactive monitoring maintenance that your IT provider will provide is going to help identify potential issues before they turn into major problems. So you can minimize the chance of that costly downtime. Whereas on the other hand, the break fix solution can lead to extended periods of unproductive time waiting for issues to be resolved. And this is because the break fix provider is typically always operating in the dark. They don't have up-to-date information on your IT systems because they haven't installed any remote monitoring maintenance tools. So diagnosing and fixing issues is going to take way longer. Next, I want to talk about the scalability and flexibility. Scalability and flexibility are crucial factors to consider when choosing between managed IT and break fix. Managed IT, you're going to have the advantage of scalability because the service provider can easily adjust their service to accommodate changes in your business requirements. So whether you need to add new users, expand your infrastructure, or integrate new technologies, a managed IT provider like us can seamlessly support that growth. Break fix solutions might struggle to keep up with this. Because they are so reactive, it means that they might not have the capacity or resources to handle sudden changes in demand, which can lead to delays in getting the support you need, resulting in that lost productivity and then potential revenue for your business. Managed IT offers greater flexibility because as technology evolves and new solutions emerge in the market, your business needs to stay ahead of the curve. So a managed IT provider is going to proactively suggest and implement new technologies and strategies to keep your business competitive. Now, I talked recently about having a technology roadmap for your business. So there's an example of how a managed IT partner providing that fully managed IT support service is going to help your business to grow and scale, ensuring that you've got an IT plan in place. They can also provide guidance on compliance requirements, ensuring that your IT infrastructure meets any necessary standards that your business has to comply with, such as cyber essentials. Whereas A break fix solution is only focusing on fixing the immediate issue without considering any long-term implications or future growth potential for your business. So that lack of strategic planning and consultation can hinder your ability to leverage new technology as a competitive advantage. Talking of planning, I have another episode which will help you understand why you need a technology roadmap for your business and how to create one. If you head over to techcesspodcast.com, you'll be able to find that episode on the website. One of the key advantages of having managed IT services is that proactive approach to maintenance and support. A managed IT service provider is going to monitor your systems round the clock, identifying and resolving potential issues before they disrupt your business. So this can significantly reduce the likelihood of that costly, time-consuming downtime, as well as keeping your team happy by removing their frustrations. In addition, a managed IT service provider will offer unlimited support, meaning you can reach out for assistance whenever you need it without worrying about what their invoice is going to be at the end of the month. So this level of support ensures IT issues are resolved promptly because you're going to have a service level agreement in place. So you're going to know what to expect, whereas a break fix provider, you're literally going to the back of the queue and they'll get round to fixing your problem whenever it suits them. You're also going to find that managed IT service providers often have a team of experienced professionals with a diverse expertise, a collection of knowledge and experience that allows them to provide comprehensive IT support and advice across much more various areas such as cybersecurity, data management, infrastructure optimization, whereas a break fix provider may just be relying on individual technicians who may not possess the same breadth of expertise. They're literally problem fixers, right? They're just there to solve the problems in front of them and not have the experience and skill set in some of these areas that I've just mentioned. And one of the often overlooked benefits of managed IT services is just the peace of mind that it brings. So by outsourcing your IT needs to a trusted provider, you can focus on your core business without worrying about any of the technology-related issues. You can rest assured that your IT infrastructure is in capable hands, allowing you to allocate your resources and energy towards driving your business forward. With a break fix solution, you're constantly on the lookout for IT issues and trying to find someone to fix them. It can be time consuming for you and distracting, diverts your attention away from the business, and also adds that layer of uncertainty as you just never know when the next IT problem is going to arise, how much downtime it's going to cost you, and how much money it's going to cost you to fix it. So the best option for you will depend on your specific needs and budget. In my opinion, in today's digital world, I just don't see how any modern business can operate on a break fix model. It leads to so much more downtime. You've got no idea what it's going to cost, so you can't budget it, and it will result in your business being left behind in the dark ages as there's no one actively looking at ways to improve things or create that technology roadmap for your business. On the other hand, fully managed IT is going to provide a predictable cost, proactive maintenance, unlimited support, scalability, peace of mind, allowing you to focus on your core business so you can drive more success. But if you have a small business or you're a startup with a limited budget, break fix might be a good option, but just be aware that it can also be more expensive in the long run. So finally, just want to make the point that investing in the right IT support partner can be a game changer for your business's efficiency, productivity, and overall success.